Okay. And I can't even do that myself either. Babe, so let's talk a little about basically today let's talk about vulnerability. When can we be vulnerable and when is it not safe to be vulnerable? So basically when we talk about vulnerability, yeah, we just more about to talk about we being very open, you know. Now watch out. The people in here are going to come in, but for whitey, they will come, you see them more, and this is where we even campaign more, but they don't stay longer. Good afternoon, Debbie. Okay, 16 popular. Thank you, thank you. I hope that works. So, when we talk about vulnerability have taught us to like more about to say that people taught us to be strong, courageous. We shouldn't show our weakness, and we should always show restraint. And sometimes they said we shouldn't actually pretend or show our weakness to people, because that will keep us in a vulnerable way. So that's to say that vulnerability is just it's an act of being open, honest about your emotion, being open emotionally, mentally, or physically. So if I'm looking everywhere, that's because again, three different platforms. I'm looking at them all. Yeah. So talking about that vulnerability is more to say that you're being very open to a point where people would see you vulnerable as the world is vulnerable, if that makes sense. So it's about being open and letting yourself out, really. Things that you feel should be within you, you're telling people, telling someone who you trust, or telling someone. But again, when we talk about vulnerability, some things that we need to look at is to find out the reasons why do we need to be vulnerable. Before we decide to become vulnerable and become open with people, we need to ask these simple questions. We need to ask ourselves before we open up ourselves to people who we may know or who may not know for any reason. There are three different things we should ask ourselves before we become vulnerable. One that you ask, is it because you're trying to, is a strategy for you to prevent something? Or is it that you are doing this? Hello, 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 hello. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Yeah. Is it because you want to be vulnerable because you want people to have pity on you? Or is it because you need help? Yeah. Or is it because you are looking for connection? Guys, let's like her, please. Thank you. Or is it because you're looking for attention? Or is it because we are looking to build connection? Why do we decide to be vulnerable? Why do we decide to open up ourselves to individuals when we are in our lowest point, lowest moment? And the question is, if it's for attention, if it's a strategy, then you need to pause it there and reflect. Is it necessary? Should I actually do this? What's the change? What change would it make? Would it change anything? What impact will it give? Actually pause before you become vulnerable, opening up honestly, because that means you're opening up wounds, pain, anything that you feel is personal to you. Let's dive into what we think that can be the strength in vulnerability. Vulnerability means that we are authentic. Hello, happy weekend, whitey people and blue app. Right. What do we think can be some of the strength. For me, I think authenticity is one of the strength because it helps us. That's the strength of vulnerability. When we do it to the right people, it helps us to actually build trust with those people. Especially, obviously, we have to be open to people we trust. You can't become open, you can't become vulnerable to a random person. So if it's a friend, it builds that authenticity, it builds that trust, and it deepens your relationship with them. It builds your relationship with this friend. That's what it does. Sorry, I don't know my white. I need to get I need to get a proper stand for it because it just keep moving around. You just keep moving on. Am I the only one here? No, Yusuf Abdullah. You're not the only one, are you? We have around 17 persons here, Abdullah, on Whitey. Hi, Auntie. Hello, dear. I like and I subscribe. Thank you. You like and subscribe. Thank you. Um, sorry, give me a sec. Give me a sec. Need to attend to um where am I supposed to go now? Yeah, give me a sec. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I was replying to someone on YT. You're not by, and I hope you get some femis. What's that? Sorry. Okay, I got to go now. Okay, thank you, Yusuf, for staying behind, and see you another time. Um, sorry, I was still muted there. Yeah, sorry, I needed to attend to. Oops, I think this is better, isn't it? Yeah, that's better. That's better. So, I was talking about the strength in vulnerability, and it shows authenticity. It shows that it helps to build that, and it also helps to build trust. It helps to build a deeper relationship with um the person you communicate with. So, guys, I am just live on. For those on YTC, I'm live on two different platforms. Look at that. I'm live on two different platforms. I don't know why I'm always going up for iPhones. This is an old iPhone, and this is iPhone, one of the latest iPhones. Me and iPhone, I think I need to get another Samsung by month's end. Because why should all my phones be iPhone? But you're watching me right now on a Samsung phone. That's for those on YouTube. You're watching me on a Samsung phone. So never mind that it's iPhone, but here is, so it's not like they paid me anyway to be using only iPhone. So just to let you know. Alright. Okay, that's done. So part of the strength that we can draw from this is um deeper connection. It helps you to build that connection with this person, with those people, with this person that you're being vulnerable to. Because once you've heard people's vulnerable moments, you feel that connection with them. That's if you share it with the right person. And again, it helps us to build a connection. Again, if you see me look around, that's because I am, again, just have to keep reminding them, because of, obviously, new people just comes in and go, and some comes and stay. So it help us to build the connection and it also helping us to build that connection, makes others to feel that they are not alone. I saw a video, a viral video, where someone, I've said that in one of my videos previously. I saw a viral video where someone was saying um she'd been applying to jobs previously, and the unfortunately was too much. So she broke down in tears. She recorded it and put it out there for people to watch. So a lot of people were like, "Oh no, why did you do that? You shouldn't have showed it. You should do this, yadi yadi yadi, and all of that." But she sharing that vulnerable moment have opened up. A lot of people saw that they are not the only one going through the unfortunate email. Yeah, it helps people to feel less alone because someone has been vulnerable to show that part of their life, and then that helps others. It helps other people's mental health. It make them realize that they are not the only one. So that's what vulnerability helps to build. That's it helps to build that connection, make others to feel less alone. Also, it gives an opportunity to for others to share. So if someone have seen that viral video, okay, so I'm not the only one. Maybe I can also share my own perspective on what I experienced. It gives people that level ground to share their own opinion, and of course what they feel and how they feel. Um, Another aspect of strength is that of vulnerability is that it helps to build trust. It helps us to build courage. Um, because it's not everyone have the courage to actually speak up. So talking about it helps us to build courage, and then and for us to actually do that, it requires a lot of bravery, and that's exactly what it does. And yeah, of course, it helped that. um Again, one of the things that it help us to build emotional intelligence. Vulnerability helps us to build emotional intelligence in the sense that it helps us to keep in touch with people's emotion, because we are able to recognize how we feel, and it helps us to know that doing this would help. So that's a strength. Some people will see it as weakness. It's about perspective, but I'm seeing it as a strength, because being vulnerable sometimes to the right person, it's like, okay, this is it. You're already opening up. Oh babe, you're too beautiful. What did you take on your skin this afternoon? You should be turning your cameras on. What's happening? Sorry, guys, I'm talking to someone on TikTok. Leslie, because if you're on TikTok, usually what we do is you can request and you join on the boxes. Um, and join on the boxes, but blue app being Facebook and YouTube don't give that platform, so that's why. So it helps us to build it helps us to actually build our courage, because it helps to build courage, because not everyone. Hello, Ebenezer's coin. Welcome to the life. Over from Ogechi, welcome. So it helps us to build our courage and stay in touch with our emotion, and it help us to be self-aware of our feelings instead of living in denial and keep weighing down our confidence. It helps us. So if you've ever been vulnerable, if ever shared and poured out your heart previously, um, don't feel bad about it. Sometimes when we open up to people, there's these thoughts we do have afterwards. Should I have said this? Should I have? I think I shouldn't have said it. I think I should. That back and forth feeling, I do it sometimes. So a lot of people do. Welcome, Nick. Is it Nicholas or Nicholas? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about Mav because I tried to reach her today. She said she's been busy. I don't know if it's part of excuses or it's genuine excuse. But yeah. So yeah, that's it. Another strength that we can draw out from vulnerability is our resilience. Hi, blockchain. Hi, welcome. So, another part of vulnerability is resilience. It helps us to build resilience. For some people, it is when they are vulnerable, when they've cried out, that they let it out, they feel more. I've had a conversation with someone before that said, when I am weak, like when I've bottled up a lot, the only time I feel at ease is to let it out, to cry out. Thank you, blockchain. Where have you been? I've been looking for you on TT. Hope you're well. so, so this person said that it is when she cries it out that she feels it. It is when she cries it out that she gets to weigh down the pain, the anger. Being vulnerable sometimes can be, it depends. That's what we want to hear from you as well, especially those on TikTok. That's what we want to hear from you as well, to know what you think about being vulnerable, because when we are vulnerable to the right people, it gives us that opportunity, because sometimes bottling up will make it worse. But when we speak up, it might be just a word from someone that will lift your heart up, inner the area. Which one is inner the area, blockchain? What do you mean? Okay. So that's what it helps us to do. And also it helps us to admit our mistake. Oh, thank you. It helps us to admit our mistake. But again, if we're doing it from the place of fear, it may not help us to learn. But if we are doing it because of resilience, it allows us to learn and to grow. But that's the strength. And as you know, whatever that has positive have negative. Means I've been around, sister. You've been around, okay. Why not join us on the box? Send your request, moderator. Bring him up. Moderator, command you, bring him up. So anything that have positives have negative. The negativity of vulnerability, especially in a working environment, especially in a working environment, when you are vulnerable, they will it's you're risking vulnerability and support to be seen as rejection, you to be judged. They might judge you looking at it that is a capacity issue and not that you're vulnerable. It can become judgmental. They can become judgmental. That's the negative. That's the negative part of being vulnerable. Somebody can become very judgmental to you, and the thing is, it's not everyone that we need to be open to, isn't it? But again, sometimes if it's in a working environment, or sometimes it may not be a working environment, but some other place, when the wrong person hears it, they might use it, they might be dismissive, or they may misunderstand what you're talking about, and that becomes an issue, adding to the stress. Again, another negative of vulnerability is the emotional pain that it brings. Opening up about your fears, opening up about your pain, what you've been through, your past. It makes you susceptible to being hurt. It makes you prone to being hurt. If it goes to the wrong hand, the person have seen the vulnerability and have known your weakness. Okay, if this person doesn't have good intentions, they will capitalize on that weakness and say, okay, I can ride on it, I can build on it, because this is the person's story. So going to the it's like a tool being given. Vulnerability is like it being given to the wrong hand if it goes to the wrong hand. So they will want to use it and act. And again, it can also cause exploitation. Exploitation in the sense that If it goes into the wrong hand, then these people may use it against you. They may use it against you. They may use it in whatever capacity they can use. And also, if it goes into a dishonest hand, vulnerability, if it goes into a dishonest colleague, then they might use it to undermine you. It might become a capacity issue, a capability issue. So sometimes vulnerability has its own advantage and it have its own disadvantage, and that's why we need to be very up there. We need to be discerning enough to know when to share and not when to share. And that brings me, why you bring Saber at the talk? I love your passion. What's that? You sure? Yeah, I need to buy a mic. Honestly. Don't worry, I'm coming to you so that I can hear from you as well. So that brings me to another negative part of vulnerability. It can cause oversharing, because sometimes some people listening to you may be overwhelmed with what they are hearing. It may be new to them. It may become very overwhelming to them, and then um it's not like they're building bridges, but it's also affecting their well-being in a way. And oversharing it as well sometimes maybe it may be a burden to the person listening to it. Yeah. Hello everyone. So it might be a burden to the person listening to it. And again, the negative part of it, from what I think, is the dependency on external validation, because at that point you're vulnerable. We just need someone to speak words into us. Thank you, Ogechi. We just need someone to speak that word to us, and speaking that word to us will make us feel more relaxed. And then if you in that scenario, if you not share it with the wrong person, to just because you want to seek that approval, then it might make you to doubt in your own capacity, and you become very dependent on people because you're already probably scared or whatever, not really ready to go through that process again that have cost you pain. And again, it can also be a cultural and context. There's also a cultural and contextual risk to this. Like I said, it might be interpreted as being incompetent. Vulnerability does not mean that you need to cry. It has to be a bit. It can also be like telling, okay, it can also, but don't go too far because we need to hear from you. I was about to come to you. I was about to come to you, so if you're going to stay far, if you're going to be out for a long time, do you want to share your opinion, or do you want to go and come back while I finish my thoughts? Okay, coming soon. Okay, so that's why it's important to be able to be sure where and who we share our vulnerable moments with. So what's the way forward? Our way forward for me would be to practice the assignments. Hello, YouTube. Let's practice the assignments to know who to actually speak to and who not to speak to. Because sometimes when we speak to people that want to just looking for a story to run with, to gossip with, to do whatever they want to do, so we need to practice the assignment to know who should we actually speak to. Is it necessary? That was why I asked the question at the beginning. What do you actually think? Before you become vulnerable to someone, the question should be, why do I need to speak up to this person? Why do this person need to know about my situation? Why do they need to know about my challenge? Why do they need to know? Is it because I'm asking for help? Is it because um I'm just trying to speak to others? Is it because I am just looking for the connection? Is it because I'm looking for a strategy to run off from something? Is it because I am also looking to build connection or to overcome something? So there should be a motive why there should be a motive why we connect, like we become vulnerable. Let's ask ourselves that question before we actually open up. And again, one thing we should know is, even while you are vulnerable, you need to set your boundaries. You have to know what to speak about and what not to speak about. You need to set healthy limits to what you're saying, even in your vulnerability. You need to use our discernment. We need to use our discernment to know what to say and what not to say. Because at that point, for the fact that this person is all up right there, you don't know this person as much, you know. Even if you know this person as much, we still need to put boundaries, limit to what we're saying. And it should be measurable, it should be necessary. If you have a personal challenge, why are we trying to let this person know? What is this person's role in all of this? What can they do? Or are you saying because you need self-pity? You're saying it because you need empathy? There should be a tangible reason, because at the end of the day, is it worth it? If you say it and then at the end of the day, later on, you're not happy that you did that. That's why we need to practice discernment when we are having such conversations. And when okay, that's why we need to actually be open to ourselves to discern. We just have to have that discerning ability to know when to speak and what not, and when not to speak. So guys, I will come to the people on the box. Team L, you've heard all I've said. That's my view. Tell me what you think about what vulnerability means to you, and tell me the strength of vulnerability, the negative of vulnerability, and the way forward. What do you think we can do going forward, since we've looked at positive and negative? So there are four things. What does vulnerability mean to you? What are the strengths of vulnerability to you? What are the strengths? What are the negative? Having spoken about these two things, what advice do you give going forward, looking at the negative and the positives? Team L.
I think you already spoken everything.
I haven't. Reward them in a different way. She've disappeared, or is it network? Okay.
We gave you the microphone. Anyway, I would say what's vulnerability is basically when you're like allowing sharing your emotion, how you feel about a certain situation or an issue or whatever's going on, so being vulnerable about it. I think the pro of showing vulnerability, that obviously people will be able to know how you feel about that certain situation or issue you're going through, or what has happened. So obviously showing that vulnerability side, so people can know how they can help you and support you within your emotions. So you can have that support system, so people can be there for you and know how to support you and be there. However, the cons of showing vulnerability is that people can take advantage of vulnerability. So people can be like, oh, let's talk about this. Then the kind of like vulnerability is like, I see it's like when you show vulnerability is like showing your weakness side. That person, particular person, so you have to be kind of careful who you sharing that vulnerability side with, because in the life, even like a workplace or a friendship, even the family, we have people that hate and love us. So when you're sharing that vulnerability side, they can use it as a sign of weakness, so they can start like use that in the future when you probably have a problem with them, or the way to get back to you, the kind of thing. And so you just have to be careful, because people can use it as a way to harm individual back, or use it as this has happened, so we're taken advantage of because you're going through a situation. People we use that vulnerability side of that situation going through in order to take advantage of you. So that's what I see. Yeah. So just like I said, you have to be careful who you share your vulnerability with. However, as good it is to share your vulnerability, especially like I personally, it's hard for me to show my vulnerability side, because I don't let people see my weakness side. I can go through the worst life scenario,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody would know about it because I just keep quiet because
So
I
who
don't
do
want
you
people
speak
to.
to then? At least I know you definitely have someone who you think you can be vulnerable to.
I don't really, even like even family. Most of the time, I probably talk to my big sister
Mm-hmm.
sometimes because I don't. I grew up being. I grew up teaching myself that I'm strong. I could do this. I could fight alone.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up like it's. I always say like I always have this phrase. I say it's me against the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm better because like well they always say that you're born alone, you die alone. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
I'm fighting myself against the whole world. You
Mm-hmm.
know, sometimes family can support you, but at the end of the day, it's your life. You're living your life. Whether that life is great or shit,
Mm-hmm.
it's your life. The
Mm-hmm.
family can support, the bring you, the give you money. At the end of the day, you know deep down how you feel because it's your life. No
Mm-hmm.
matter how much the support system might have, but at the end of the day, when that's a support system, the backup,
Mm-hmm.
it becomes you. When you sleep in at night, how do you feel?
Yeah.
That's me, my support system. And sometimes say money, even if you're facing money situations, someone can come and give you money today, but tomorrow again you're like, are they going to give you money again the next day? No,
Mm.
you have that capacity to be able to like, whatever that situation going on, you have to have the strength yourself to fight it through, no matter how big that support system could be or how much your friends could be there. I was going to say, people will talk to you then. It's like, no, how can I say? It's like being a funeral when you lost someone. People come and be around you, but the pain inside you, no one can ever remove that because only you can feel that pain. No matter how much people have around that time, when you lose someone's pressure, they're never gonna take that pain away because
Mm-hmm.
that pain that only you can feel. Yeah, your life has them when they're there, but as soon as people go, when you stay alone, that's when you know it's you against the world. No matter
Mm-hmm.
how much how close the family are, how much it is. I've always worked my life to know that it's me against everybody else. And I always tell my family, even my sibling knows, to say it's me against everybody. No matter how much you guys are here, but when I'm alone, if I'm not achieve or something is bothering me, it's me the one suffering. I can share with you guys how I feel, but the inner bit, how I feel, it cannot be shared. I can only share what I'm feeling, but what's my heart feeling? Because when we heart feel, we cannot control. It's like when we go through a broken heart, no matter how you try to control yourself, that heart is not broken. It takes time to fix. It's shattered. It's already shattered. No matter how
Yeah.
people be there,
Yeah.
oh, I'll be there for you. Be like thinking that the world's about to end. It's like nothing can fix this.
Yeah.
It's just like no money, no holiday, nothing, whatever comes the way, nothing can fix it because that thing is already
It's that.
shattered.
Yeah.
Vulnerability, when you show that vulnerability, you cannot take it back because you already shared it. That person already see the weak side of you,
Yeah.
and you can't take it back. It's just like I was showing the side of my weakness. How can I take it back? And when you realize, sugar, I should have maybe not shown my vulnerability. Then they realize this is a
Mm.
wrong person I spoke about. They realize you cannot take that back because you already shared that vulnerability side. So it's
Mm.
always just to be careful you're sharing with because even your own family, I'm not saying, I'm not coming from a wrong family, but we all know that family members, even your own blood sister or brothers, some people are not happy for you. So I said you have to be very careful who you're sharing vulnerability side. As much as you get the support, but I always want to fight
David,
for
who is
you.
the money? Sorry. Someone is saying on YT that the black woman is demonic. Who's honestly, who is demonic, Dave? Which black woman are you talking about, David W? I'm curious to know. I'm curious to know. Hmm.
So that's how I see it, that my kind of vulnerability. Just like to be mindful who you share with, who's around you, and how you share it. And then maybe like I always, even when I want to share my vulnerability, I always test the person who share my vulnerability with. Am I
Mm-hmm.
going for ABC or give you maybe 50% what I'm going through just to test to see your reaction, how you're going to react, and I'll give you a couple of days later to see if the person actually takes that what I share consideration. Then I might, if I see you actually take my vulnerability serious and consider my feeling, I might then open you up to share the
Sorry,
full
just to
truth.
cut it short. Okay, can you give more? Sorry, can you give more information, David? So I took the comment off, and David is saying black fathers need to be in the home. The black woman has destroyed the children. It's funny, isn't it? Now I'm not going to delete it and I'm not going to block you, but I'm curious to know. I need to know what you mean. Okay. I need to know what he means. I'm not going to block him. I'm not going to delete the comments again. But he said 10% of black females are decent. Okay, so 10% are decent. What happened to the 90%? And why do you say that? And which black women are you referring to? The other 90% work for their father, the devil.
This person is one person.
Is obviously. I wouldn't want you to bring our comment into my community. You were? I wouldn't want you to bring the R word into my community if you don't want to be blocked. Okay? David, you don't bring that into my community. I am warning you. Don't do that. You don't come to my life to use words like this. Which black women are demonic? 90, you saying that 90% work for their father, the devil, and 10 of the black females
My
are
sister.
decent.
My sister,
Yes.
why are you stressing yourself?
No, I need
It's
to
only a
actually
demon
put
that knows
them.
a demon.
What?
It is only a demon that knows a demon.
Yeah,
So anybody that calls those set of women demons,
how can they say that
from the same
90% of blacks are demon? No. Sorry, I
and
don't know.
that
I
person
don't
said
know how
demon.
if you've been brainwashed, David W. I don't know if you've been brainwashed, but black women are not demonic. I'll need to put that straight. Black women are not demonic. I don't know who has brainwashed you, but you don't speak ill of people that you know nothing about. That's wrong. Yeah? That's just a little advice for you. I won't delete your comments. It's gonna be there. I won't block you, but I just think you have so many things to learn, relearn, and unlearn. You're speaking out of what you've been told. That's not the truth. For the fact that someone have told you that doesn't make it the truth. Now, a quick example of that is someone can actually come and say something wrong about you, but that's not who you are. Okay. The other 90% work for their father, the devil. You suffer from perception, deception, and a diluted level of consciousness. It is you who is brainwashed. Goodbye.
Some people
Okay.
have problems.
I think
Some people have
some people have, but at the end of the day, it is your perception. But I will tell you, you don't go about people's community to call black women evil. That's wrong. You've been brainwashed. He said he's not brainwashed. He or she. And that's the thing. I can't even David W. That's the name. That's why we need more of media presence. Right, okay. It's getting interesting. Sorry, El. Let's get back to what you were saying. There's,
I was just saying that you just have to be mindful who you're sharing vulnerability with, because once to be shared, you can't take it back, and they need to make it. This is also a line, just not family member. I'm also just talking about workplaces, communities, friendships, just people around your circle, anywhere really. Just be mindful. Just because you're a manager, maybe while you're going through personal life, doesn't mean because they're manager, you just have to be that blah 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 blah. Spit everything out to go into your family home. The same person talk about, oh, because I'm telling my manager because I want time off. The same person will come to use that against you. So just have to be careful. Just because only me, but just say, yeah. That's what I want to say. So yeah, guys.
yeah.
To the blockchain of the CEO. The CEO of the blockchain.
The CEO, Chief Executive Officer.
I see a block of the house. Are you the block of the house
He is.
CEO?
He deals in blockchain.
CEO.
Blockchain says you stay in Manchester, yeah? Or is it Birmingham?
Yeah, I'm back in London.
Oh, okay.
I was in Manchester just for a while.
Okay.
Are you the block next to my house?
Yeah. We're bringing the digital creation to you.
Okay, no problem.
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you,
Mark here. He just seen he was on a video, not even tapping.
Did you invite Mark Richardson? So is he in this live?
Yeah, I'm actually cooking, so I can't tap, but I can talk.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for that.
Welcome.
So let us know what you think about vulnerability. What is I'm still looking at the comments. I had to body the comment. I'm looking at it. It just went crazy. Crazy. I don't want to use such words on live anyway, but it is what it is. Um so there's a comment that Elle made which is really
No,
important.
you
It
can
just
use it. You can use it, but you cannot reconstruct your, like, say,
yeah.
mentally imbalanced set of people or
Yeah, how
person.
can you come to my life to say that 90% of black women work for their father, the devil? It's just 10% are good.
You know, some people are traumatized and they just don't know how to behave themselves. So, we forgive them. See, one
Yeah.
thing I tell people is that you see this social media, it is also like the digital representation of real life. So
Yeah.
if people tend to forget that the same mad people that we see on ground are the same mad people that still have phones that come online, then we have to
And the
now
funny
have a rethink.
thing, the funny thing is sometimes they can't even say that to you on the face. It just keypad warriors,
You don't understand?
you
So
know.
So
Bro,
they're social media mad.
but I like the fact that I
I
used
don't
the
know what
word
to say.
brainwashed because as it is,
Oh yeah,
he took it, because he's David, the name is David. He took it and his response shows that he wasn't happy about it. But I forgive you if David, if you're still here, because I can see some people here. I don't know if you're still here, David. I forgive you. Black women forgive you in general. 90% of the black women forgive you. Okay,
yeah.
we have nothing against you. It's just that you've been brainwashed, and I hope that you come out of that brainwashing and read article and learn about black women. Okay, because we are here to share positivity. Okay, I understand. I understand where you're coming from, but I don't understand your past and your experience. But I would want you to go and relearn, unlearn some things that you've learned that have kept you in that position. Thank you, and that's the last thing I will say to you. Thank you. Um, Part of what Ellie said previously was really important because she said something about if you've shared something and it is done, the deed is done, you may not want to come back to it, you might regret it, all of that. And even if you've forgiven the person, you still wouldn't forget. And that's to remind me of one book I read one time. When you use a nail to make a hole on a wall, even if you try to take off the nail, the stuff is gonna still be there. If you try to still manage it, the mark you still know, unless you need to do a total overhaul of the building, which is what we call therapy, isn't it? But if you try to patch it all of a sudden, it will still show there, which boils down to we knowing who we should be vulnerable to. Thank you so much, Elle, for that insight. So, blockchain, tell us what is vulnerability to you? How do you um what are the strengths of that? What are the negatives and what is your advice going forward based on the negative and the positive you shared?
Okay. So vulnerability. We're talking about vulnerability.
Yep.
Hmm. Well, as an African man, I've come to realize that English is not our first point of point of communication. So from a holistic view of when I've heard what vulnerability is, I've come to realize that vulnerability is the act of somebody not being able to stand up for themselves
Mm-hmm.
or being in an environment that is safe to be breathed as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see somebody is vulnerable, it's more
Mm-hmm.
or less that they're in a situation that they can't physically or mentally help themselves out of. So you could say physically or mentally challenged individuals are vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
But when we look at the general scope of vulnerability, it's more or less like taking it, if we're taking it to the level of communicating with people. I appreciate what you said in the beginning about sense of discernment, knowing about who to communicate with, who not to
Yeah.
communicate with.
Yeah.
I've come to still also understand that you should understand that this life is 99% spiritual and 1% physical. So there are so many times that we have some supernatural entities that have been positioned by us, either by family traits or by poor choices that were made in the past. So they become familiar spirit, they understand the pattern, so they're just there to make the thing that keeps you down to keep you make you stay down. So as an individual that understands what vulnerability is about to understand, I believe assignment of people around them. One, we should also be able to identify whether that vulnerability came from trauma or a need to be completed from a lack of something that you did not get from the past or from your parents. So now, when you are talking about vulnerability, sometimes it might be self-inflicted. You are saying that you have not gotten that love from your parents, and at the same time, again, you are still seeking that love in some mad people that are calling themselves human being, walking around in the streets, looking for who to give you maybe social media advice or social media daddy, social media mommy kind of advice. You know, so when we are able to identify what true love is, what our present circumstances are, and how we got to that circumstance, if it's true trauma or true self-infliction, then the next thing we should start learning is how to build your spiritual mind, because it starts from within. If you are able to build yourself internally, every other thing will now become easy, because now your spirit and your body now will be able to gravitate to people that can help you better and understand you more. But when you are coming from a vulnerable angle, the disability of coming from a vulnerable angle is, first of all, you might be a strong person, but because of your vulnerability and you playing into your vulnerability, it now places you below the market standard. So now it is anyhow people that are now surrounding you, it is anyhow people that are advising you, and it is anyhow people that are there to see you when you are drowning, you know. So my major advice there is, I'm still going to put it out there. I'm a Christian, I'm a believer in Christ, and I believe, I don't know any other way to explain to anybody, but I'll just tell you, just reorientate your mind, try your best to understand what is putting you down there, and then when you understand what put you down there, you start walking backwards from it. And I believe with this little point of mine, it will help you to make better choices and be in a better place.
Your point is not little, and your point is not little actually, and you made a very important point. We just need to remember that vulnerability is a superpower. It's not a strategy. It's not a strategy. It's a superpower. However, it can become a tool for the wrong. If it goes to the wrong hand, it becomes a tool for them to play around with to get whatever it is the motive would be. So most importantly, if we
why do you think the rate of divorce is high now?
I think sometimes from some stories of people that have shared, people try to work based on their vulnerability, because sometimes when people are getting married, they try to that connotation become free with their partner. They want to share their experience, and I just believe that sometimes the other partner might, if the other partner has a wrong have a wrong perception, he or she might want to use that against them. The thing has already built their perception about this person, so it may likely affect the way they relate to this person, how they act. Obviously this person can take all this shit, why can't I, like, so I think basically that would be a contributing factor, because they know this person is vulnerable, and sometimes they just go for it. What do you think? Blockchain, are you there? Right.
Okay, so this has now pointed out another avenue again, yeah?
Yeah.
About looking at people not marrying in their circle.
People not marrying in their cycle. Okay.
If you don't marry in your circle, you are putting yourself in a vulnerable position. Because now, if you are marrying in your circle and truly, truly you want to grow, meaning you are now going to marry somebody that is willing to grow. That is now when you see 50-50 comes together, makes 100. But now when you are now seeing people advocating, no, is it bad for a rich man to go down to the slums to marry a woman in the slums? My own question to you, is it not bad for a rich man to marry a rich man's daughter, a rich person?
Yeah.
But if you go to the slums now and marry somebody in the slums, you are giving room for a man in the slum to go and marry the woman in the castle.
Yeah.
And now when that person now goes there now, the woman is now vulnerable because she has money, but she does not understand the love. But now that man is a predator. He will not say, oh, if it's the love that I can package for her, even if I don't like her, I can get what I need to get from her.
Yeah.
Same as the man too that will live where he is, where he knows that rich girl will tell him, oh, Bob, not be sure that they do things as will be normal human being. No. You now go slum where we say the girl never know better. She believes that when she reach zebra crossing, she must wait for car to pass. Meanwhile, every other person knows say once you put your leg for zebra crossing, all cars have to stop.
Yeah.
So now when you go and marry that woman, either she is there to say, I not really like this guy, but make I follow this guy reach where they go. Because they will put parachute, leave you for play. Because now she's following you, she already has a plan.
Yeah.
And you have come as a destiny helper.
Yeah. Yeah. And at that point,
come as a soulmate. So that is where you will actually help or marry your soulmate. Marrying your soulmate is a better option than marrying your destiny helper because because marrying your destiny helper, is it going to kill the goose that lays the golden egg. That person is a destiny helper because God said, go and help that person from point A to point B. Yeah. The person doesn't necessarily need to like you. It is when now that
they don't need to like you.
Vulnerable stage to say, oh, take picture of me. Oh, as you have seen me now that you have helped me, I don't have anything to give you. Let me just give you myself. Then now that you can't realize that this person they go toilet, not the flusher. Or he go reach house, he go throw one shoe for parlor, throw the other shoe for this thing. Then you will not be wondering, is this how destiny helper used to behave? Then now, because of the fact that you are in that vulnerable position, now when you now open your mouth and talk, destiny helper will start to tell you, who are you? I brought you from the trenches, I brought you from the gutter. Now we'll start to use big grammar. He's verbally abusing this person. But we have never asked the question, how did this person that collected this verbal abuse get to the point that they are even causing your parents? Yeah. Because there was a time the man will tell you you are mad, you will go away. You will come back again. He will still tell you your neighbor is mad, you will go away. Then he look, he say, okay, I think if I call this guy Papa first, he go change things. But you are still there. Then he calls Mama, then he will have to say, okay, let me just cost everybody in total. Then cost the person in, then let me see how far. So that's where the vulnerability comes in. So before you help that vulnerable person, are we helping the person to leave that vulnerable situation to enter another vulnerable situation? Yeah. Or are we helping them to first identify themselves?
Yes.
People don't. We as human. Me. I know I will not be happy for my sister to be in a bad marriage. But before when Yawa come, Madam, sit down. And now they say, Papa, Mama, what did you say? What did you do before this thing got like this? Because I know my sister, she might have bad mouth. So let us first tidy that one first.
We may have bad mouths.
Because even if we beat this guy now, even man self get bad mouth too. But it's just more or less like some of them, they don't want to, somebody neighbor say, why they talk like woman. So before somebody will tell you why they talk like woman, your first go to is make her throw one or two blow first. Make it not be like, say, this woman talk and not still respond. It's just a simple game of power play. So it is better that two people coming together should understand themselves. Because it is a very, very dicey thing when somebody that does not have good character comes with somebody that has baggage. That is the birth of vulnerability.
Oh
Because the children that
goodness.
you give birth to,
that's
yeah,
that's that's
a
that's even the
madman
worst.
comes with a
That's
baggage.
that's the word,
Can you
because
understand?
yeah, you
Bad
you end
baggages.
up having to
And the children that
change.
come out from there now, those are the vulnerable ones.
Yeah, and you
You
end up
see?
having
So
to
you and the woman
to
is not
change
vulnerable. You and the man is
someone
not vulnerable.
who doesn't,
It's the
who wasn't
children
brought
that
up
are
that
the
way.
vulnerable ones.
Yeah, you end up being vulnerable, and then
Yes.
someone they have
So
trained to be
actual vulnerable
sorry,
people are
go
the
ahead.
children.
No, go ahead,
Yeah.
blockchain.
Okay. So you see, so when the two people come, the actual person that is vulnerable inside that marriage is not the woman, it's not the man. It is the children that they bring now that are vulnerable. Because first of all, they don't know the genesis of the wahala. Then they came to see toxic relationship. So there's that the vulnerability now. So whatever they are seeing now is toxic, 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 toxic. Then when it is now
It's a
time
blockchain.
for
He
everybody
is spitting wisdom. He is
to
just
now start
saying
to
it.
behave the
Sometimes it's
way
better to
they
marry
think that
someone
is
in
right
the
to behave.
same level as you.
I try
It's
my
talking
best to my
sense.
sister because
Yes.
this life, yeah.
He is spitting, because at the end of the day, some people say, "Hey, she's
Yeah,
a
okay, I
good
can see that.
digger. She's a good digger," but when they, honestly, just two way, she's a gold digger or he's a gold digger. And somebody was, I saw one
Don't dig
viral.
as you go dig as where you go meet gold, where did you
Where is the gold? Who
that's
is
not the
the gold?
exact question.
Who is the gold?
Where no, even the gold when a man is shouting the woman is a gold digger, why the friends not the answer? Okay, she's a gold digger. Where you go? Which mining site you go?
You go.
She's a gold digger. No be mining site to go digger there. Okay. What to make you go mining site to go pick gold digger? If na so.
Honestly, I saw a video someone
The
made
thing when you
on
go to mining site,
Instagram.
you will get
I saw a video someone made on Instagram, and the guy was saying that men should stop marrying low, that they should stop marrying below, you know, and it drew a lot of attention, different perspective. So he says that men should stop marrying low, because marrying low, he gave several reasons and why. That's the reasons why they should stop marrying low. And to me, it makes sense. On the other hand, it doesn't still make sense, because what works for A may not work for B. If I look at the other comment where people are saying you are helping, blah blah blah, some people are saying marriage, just like what you said, blockchain, marriage is, it's not helping people out of poverty. It is soulship. You want a soulmate, not helping people, not destiny. You said it's not destiny helper. That is so, it's soulmates that we should be talking about. So yeah, I think that's the aspect people need to. But at the end of the day, what if it's a dicey topic, I would say, but you're right in a way, but it's a dicey topic. Sometimes it's really, it works in two
sometimes
ways.
the best ever you want to say sometimes the destiny ever can be the person you need to marry, right?
No, that's what I'm saying. It depends. It depends. Sometimes that
Okay,
it
let me
has
give
to
you a
be your
scenario. Give you a
soulmate.
scenario.
That you have to be your soulmate. Is your soulmate anyway. It has to be, the person has to
Can
be
I
your
give you
soulmate.
a simple topic, a simple analogy?
Mm-hmm.
If you are marrying your destiny helper, what are you able to offer your destiny helper?
Companionship.
Mm-hmm. Companionship. Mm-hmm.
Your companionship, which is most important, and the sole knowledge of marriage is.
Fine, I love that. I love that. Now let's work on that your companionship now. Now let me ask you now, as a normal human being that was brought up in any part of the world, what is the ratio of being a good human manager?
Um,
Did you get the question?
it's not up to
Did you get that
50.
question?
Yeah, what's the ratio of being a good? See, looking at the level of breakage in marriages and human beings, you can't. It's difficult to
Okay.
be a manager of humans. The success rate is not great, I would say.
There you understand. Because first of all, it's just like, see the analogy I gave to somebody the other day. A destiny helper is somebody that I might be in the house, I want to drink beer now, but I can't go out. I carry the £5 gives you now, go and buy me beer. When you get there, no need to good morning, good afternoon to the shopkeeper. Please, the only thing that will concern that person is, where do you sell your beer? The person says at the far end. You buy it, give the person money and go. And when he comes back, he has gone to a destination and he has done the message.
Yeah, he's not saying that men are not gold diggers. He's saying that it can be two ways.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Even men, yes, it's a two-way thing. Everybody is a gold digger. If you see where favor, you don't go like it. That's the question. Then if you are a soulmate, you see that same soulmate, you give him that £5 and he says, let me go. That's it, that food is almost ready. No, not yet. You eat. No, when you finish, you take normal food. You can't eat cake before you eat.
So if you look at it anyway, I think he's making a lot of sense. It's making a lot of sense because a lot of people, especially, I don't want to call any ethnic group or any continent, but some people think that marriage is risky from poverty, but that's not what it is. That's not what it is. Marriage is companionship. It is companionship. And sometimes again, like what he said, sometimes again, it doesn't work like that. Sometimes it doesn't work like that. Sometimes it can be for us to actually work with these people, establish them. Establishing them is setting them up on something and they're also bringing something home. But where I have issue is some people who have the money wants to, that's they purposely go over to these people who are vulnerable, and bring them in just because they want to control the person, because they want to take charge of their life. They want to take charge and control what they do. That controlling behavior, that's where the problem is. That controlling behavior, that's where the problem is. So, but if you are, if either way, either sex, we've actually got someone who we are genuinely in love with and we want to get married to, on a neutral ground, this is your soulmate, why not? But I get what blockchain is saying. That's why I said it's a two-way thing. The main purpose of that should be your soulmate. So if your soulmate is in the sludge, okay. So if your soulmate is wherever your soulmate is, whether the soulmate is poor or rich, or your soulmate is very high or they are low, that's what is important, is that's the soulmate. So I don't have a problem with that, and I understand that you might look at it that the one coming from a poor background is vulnerable. But sometimes it cannot be the one from the poor background that is vulnerable. Sometimes the rich one that is vulnerable, because you don't know. You can't just determine at that point. But then some people who purposely said that they want to go to the poor because they are looking for someone to control, that is clearly vulnerability on the poor person's part. And in that scenario, I can actually buy the idea that blockchain is saying, because this person already knows. Why would you want to go there? Why can't you marry in your level? Because you want to go marry someone who you think you can control, you can tell what to do and what not to do. But then if you're doing it because that's where you found the love, that's where you found your soulmates, why not? Why not? So that's actually what I think, though. That's what I think about it.
Now, my host. Now, there's one thing I want to now point out. You see, where we make mistakes is that we assume that soulmates get where they are, soulmates don't get where they are. You see this thing called marriage, yeah? In as much as God has said you will marry, do you know that if tomorrow you leave Nigeria or you leave UK and you go to China and you're in the right location, you will see a husband that will marry you and will love and respect you.
Yeah.
So that means invariably that your husband is not in one place. It is just your location.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you now are talking about your soulmate, we are now talking about you can be a rich man and see a rich woman that is your soulmate. If you go to the slums, you will still see your soulmate in the slums.
Soulmate is one,
So
no.
now,
Don't you think that soulmate?
understand
My
that, why can't
understanding
you
of
just
soulmate is that
marry?
soulmate is one. It's just one soulmate.
No, soulmate is not one. No, soulmate is the person that is there that understands you. That's what people don't understand. Take it from me. Let's say
I have to
your
research
brother
more on
married.
that. I have to research more.
Look at yeah.
Because if even
Look at
biblically,
this
as
thing now.
a Christian biblically, it's just one person that have your
Yes.
rib as a man.
Okay, the question there is
Just one
do you
person
have
that
only
have
one
your
destiny
rib.
helper? Do you have one destiny helper?
That's different. Destiny helper is different from aspects of because if you look at the story of Adam and Eve,
Yeah.
God took a rib out of Adam. Is one rib.
Yes.
So I believe that the soulmate is one human being on earth. That's my understanding.
Because at that particular time,
You say answer the question. Hey, you have a mouth. Come and answer it. Come and answer the question. Don't you have mouth? Come and answer it. But
okay, look at it now. Look at what I'm saying. No, you see this soulmate of a thing. Eh? We have to understand that even if you are poor and you have a soulmate that is rich, right? Your soulmate that is rich can literally say, okay, my wife went to work, even if I'm the head of a company. The first thing that he will think of is, when this woman comes, she's going to be tired. Let me help her sweep. Let me help her enter the kitchen and clean.
Yeah.
Because he already has you at heart.
Yeah.
He already thinks of you the way that, this babe, so make sure not stress herself. That is how soulmates think. But when you have a destiny helper, the person will be looking at you like, wait, so I send this person go school. I send this person do master degree.
That's the part when I said something about controlling behavior because they want to control this person. That's where I have problem. That's where I have problem with. I said that's the aspect I was talking about when they consciously decide to go lower to marry low because they want to control the person. That's where I have problem with, you know. But however, the aspect I don't have problem with is it because they genuinely, found love there.
Because now the person has already seen that this person can work with this person. Then now you that is low, that don't have anything to offer somebody. The question when somebody like that comes, first of all, I no longer will not allow you to ask the question, but genuinely, you should ask the person, oh, I see that you are helping me. Was it God that told you to come and help me? Or was it that you saw because I was a beautiful girl? That's why you came to help me. If truly, this guy, the baddest guy, he go accept, say, okay, I'm just helping you. I don't want anything inside there. The talk the sweet. But when you are not asking questions, then everybody is just assuming. Chairman is bringing money. He's assuming that as I'm sending this babe to school, she too supposed to get common sense to know. Say after school, she will do.
And that's I think what you're talking about will be a different topic on entire because that's actually an issue because when people are courting, what do they do during their courtship period?
I think it needs to be a topic between what is the difference between a soulmate and a destiny helper.
God bless you.
Say that again.
All these things, yeah. She said something. What's the difference between soulmate? The topic should be like, what's the difference between soulmate and destiny helper?
Okay. And sometimes again, I mean, people need to ask right questions when they are courting because I think some of the issues that, like you said, why is divorce rates really high this period? I know people change. They said what during courtship is different. You don't even know this partner until you get married. And I would say as well, that a lot of times when you get married, you will get to see some other aspects you don't know. You get to understand this person more. But there are some basic things that you should focus on during courtship, but the
No,
joy,
divorce.
the happy,
People getting married for the wrong reason. People
yeah,
getting married because I'm aging, especially females. I'm 25 and I need to get married. I need to have I need a baby because now I'm gonna use that David phrase. We've been brainwashed that we need to,
yeah,
as a female, that we need to get married younger, to have a kid younger. When you hit 30, it's gonna be difficult. Who said that?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
There's nothing has proved that marrying later is your life has passed.
mm-hmm.
But it's like we can't be brainwashed by African culture that women should marry at certain ages. See, women start rushing. They're just grabbing anyone to get married and realize the person that they marry, maybe what blockchain saying might be a destiny helper, or just because not even a soulmate, but they want to get married because in that time being they want to get married to have kids in that young age, and to realize when they hit like middle 30, they realize, oh, this is the person I married is wrong. This is not my soulmate. That's why the divorce rate is getting higher.
Yeah,
Because we're not having that time to actually sit with this person, be in a time to like date this person, be in all the stages, like
yeah, especially that dating aspect. They don't ask the right questions.
People just see people like engagement. 2 months later, they get
Yeah.
married. That's how the engagement time. People just rushing because
no right questions. Like questions like how many children do you want to have? What is your like those that, because I've seen where sometimes the number of children are issues, even in marriage. You're using your brush this way, you shouldn't be reading about, you're keeping things like this, this is what we like, different perspective, the things you should, I'm not saying you should know it all, but things that the people should concentrate on and speak about during courtship, they don't. It's just about, they think about the wedding, not the marriage itself, if that makes sense.
I honestly think, where our African problem is coming from. Yes, they have their drawbacks. Yes, they have had a system of years of issue, But listening to you and Tim talk now, something came to my head, and I'm now realizing that sometimes you really think it's the fault of the parents or the culture telling you to get married.
It's both things. It's both ways.
It's both. Yeah, culture and family.
See the point I'm pointing out now, The thing I'm pointing out is, yes, pushing them go and get married, or the environment say you must get married so that we can start regarding you as a mature person. Yes, that might be a problem, but don't we still think that most of we as Africans, we always like doing things as damage control? Look at it. I can invite you for a birthday party 10 o'clock, but you will choose in your head that it's 12 o'clock.
I'll come
now, if you have an average person that thinks like that, why don't we not think that a young girl that's in her head, oh, I'm still young, I can still be flexing, I can still be clubbing, I can still be doing everything. Then when time don't they reach, time when you're supposed to build your character, time when you're supposed to how to identify human being on character base and everything, don't they reach, don't they pass? Hey, I want to start understanding people now. As I'm understanding people, let me start to get boyfriend. As I'm understanding, I can't don't they reach you. I can't understand this message, but I'm trying to understand how life works. Time is go. Let me speak one before you know it. Don't make mistake. Then now, instead of coming back and saying I made a mistake because the time I was meant to build character and understand what character is, I was enjoying myself. I was calling myself.
It's a blockchain have wahala.
Then now, when the shooter, so to say, the white man says, when the shooter hit the fan, now you have to say, oh, it's my father and my community that pushed me into this thing. Meanwhile, they were just giving you advice. Go and marry. Nobody said, don't identify human character or don't tend to understand people. But because when we are human beings, we like tossing blames. We will not say, oh, it was our father, it was our mother, it was this, it was that. Meanwhile, even at the time your parents are saying, go and marry, they are assuming as big as you are
that you know. But they don't teach the basic things they need to know about marriage. You just go and marry.
understand. They understand. So the basic thing that you don't really even teach people about marriage. You teach them how to identify the people that are good for you and can make you better. Sure, you understand.
Yeah.
So it is in our own time. It is in our own prerogative that we as new generation parents now, should be able to teach our children character building and how to identify good character. And any man that will come and tell me that he wants to marry my daughter, me, if at that time the sense never complete, now me bring her money, send the boy and my daughter to a psychologist and say, oh, you're a psychologist, I'm going to pay you for 1 month. People that are dating, they want to marry or they are dating.
Do you think, do you
check
recommend?
That mental balance, that mental stress. If money reduce now, will one person start to act like a crazy person? Or will one person say he's leading the relationship? Check their mental balance. If their ratio does not work, end that relationship early enough. It is not when you are in marriage now you will have to realize that you married a madman or a mad woman.
Yeah.
Or the woman now will have to be telling you, I don't listen to anybody. Go and meet my father. Psychologists will don't tell you now that thing before I say yes I do.
Yeah.
You see the problem. So I'm advocating before people marry, let them have psychological evaluation before they go to the church and go show themselves to their pastor. Okay. Because it is always a mistake. Okay, you say you don't want to do marriage classes. Go and do psychological evaluation. Make we know say okay, at least you not do marriage class. At least psychologists will tell you now. Say,
I think
if money not there,
I think we're going to talk about this in detail as well. What's the because I have my pen now. What was the topic you called it again?
The difference between she said the difference between destiny helper and soulmate. And then is it right for people that are dating to have a psychological certification before they get married? Because when you're picking your content as a father, you said
Sanchez, drink cold water. Who does it today?
I think it's just they annoy me.
No, I
hope your wife is I hope your wife is a soulmate, not a good.
No, for him to come, for him to come out openly, someone who's going, someone who's going through a lot cannot come out to say things about whatever is making them go through a lot. Trust me.
His wife is a baby, so everybody has to go digger.
No, baby is not by age, it's by baby. That's like soulmates.
Yeah, that's the soulmate thing. Because I know Americans will have fun. Go and do pandemic with first job first. No
before it's about understanding each other.
You understand?
I think blockchain, will you be free next Saturday? Because I think this is going to be a different topic entirely next Saturday.
Okay.
I'm coming.
No problem.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a different topic entirely next Saturday.
Wahala, Jesus. I would have vexed you today. Vera, go to your house time.
Yeah. That's why because I've exceeded the time I'm supposed to.
You've been 2 hours. Oops.
I've done 2 hours. This is going to be a topic for next week. Yeah, 2:30 is next Saturday. We're going to talk about because already is an important topic we need to talk about.
Come and scatter the last room.
And blockchain, you need to be here because
I'm following you guys. Don't worry.
You need to be here. Oh. We don't want to look for you. Oh. We don't need to look for you. Oh. I think I would even do a a flyer and post. Join us this Saturday. But difference between destiny helper and soulmate in marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that, and that's a topic someone even told us about to talk.
Come and shout here. Bye-bye.
No, I married my soulmate.
Bye-bye.
I said I'm going. He agreed for 5 minutes. 5 minutes has not elapsed.
I'm counting for you. You got 2 minutes left. Talk now.
And again, one of the things that we talked about was to talk about parenting here in the UK, but that's a different topic that we're going to talk about later. But for next Saturday, I'm really close because we need to really look into it, especially the dating aspects. People are not asking the right questions. People are not doing the right things they are saying, because everything that blockchain has said right now boils down to the things, specific things that we should be considering during courtship. So thank you all for your time. I do appreciate this. And we were like struggling before we started, but it's really insightful. Thank you all. Thank you those on YouTube, and even the ones that gave black women yabbing. Thank you. All right then. Bye.
And my book is coming out soon.
Wait, your what?
My book is coming out soon. It's about AI parenting in the modern day and age.
Okay, that's good.
So, parenting the 21st century kids.
Excuse me, because we wanted to actually discuss something on that, but not now. We've not fixed a date because we wanted to make it a big thing, you know. Okay, AI parenting. Okay, let us know when it comes out, and obviously, we're gonna look through it, and yeah.
We can, are you selling it? Is it gonna be Amazon or
Soft copy?
Hopefully, I'm still just I'll put it out there.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye bye.
All right then. Bye. Bye everyone. See you next week. Okay. I need to end this.